Quick shout out to my Patreons who keep this channel going. You can join my Patreon down in the description below. What's guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to episode 22 of Moriarty the Patriot. This one's titled The Two Criminals. So yes, The Two Criminals. I'm not quite sure who that might be referring to. I think it's from Sherlock's perspective, since we just came out of a Sherlock story, and I think we're going to continue with a Sherlock story. And he's referring to Milverton and Moriarty, the two criminals that he's after. We know that he suspects Milverton because of the blackmail on Mary from the story that we just explored. So maybe he's going to make a choice between two criminals. The only thing we got in the preview last time was Moriarty and Holmes seemingly facing off. Moriarty had the gun pointed. I think Sherlock did as well. I don't know if we saw Sherlock with a gun or not. We just saw Sherlock's eyes, I think. But Moriarty definitely had the gun out. And the confrontation between those two, I thought would be... Well, it had to happen eventually. Like, properly, like, hello, I'm the Lord of Crime. Like, they've met before and they've interacted and solved cases before. But they've never seen each other knowing that Moriarty is the Lord of Crime. Or at least the leader of the Lord of Crime. Because Lord of Crime is multiple people, obviously. And so... I think that interaction is going to be the season finale, and therefore the finale of whatever this is. I wonder how they're going to handle it, because as far as I'm aware, the source material is still ongoing, so you can't really get rid of either of these characters, right? So I don't feel like it's going to be some, like, grand conclusion. I do wonder how much of the source material is left at this point, like... I mean, there's so much Sherlock stuff out there, and you can make up a lot of Sherlock stuff with this universe, so it's not exactly hard to keep the series going, but I do wonder where they're going to end it. That's my thinking now, because these are the last 3 episodes we're on now. This one is not an act anything, so this is just a single story. I'm going to guess a continuation of the Mary bit, and probably dealing with Milverton. I don't know if we're going to end Milverton now, or if we're going to have him be a threat through the final of the show. Maybe Milverton's death is going to be like the grand finale. But they're both on the tail of Milverton, so I'm assuming it's going to come back round to that. And two criminals again. I feel like it's meant to be implying him. Yeah, last time we dealt with the treasure that Mary has been looking for as part of this blackmailing by Milverton. And investigating her father and his friend and what's going on with them. And why she's suddenly getting a pearl every, 6 months, was it? Yeah, I think it was like every 6 months she got a valuable pearl or something, or every year, I can't remember. And we learned that, yes, during an argument, Sholto and Arthur was killed by Sholto after stealing the treasure of Agra in India, Agra being a notable thing. I think in the original Sherlock stories, Agra is mentioned. I remember it in the BBC series because it was meant to be an acronym, AGRA. I think it was in the BBC series, something like that. And yeah, basically, Sholto said, this treasure needs to go to Mary, Arthur's daughter, but they couldn't find it, so that's why the pearls were sent instead. And we eventually found it. It was these two others, Small and Tonga, who helped steal the treasure, but because they were cheated of their share, they killed one of the twins, Bartholomew, in order to get it, and we managed to chase them, and they just ended up dumping it in the river. Now, most of that probably would not float. A lot of that treasure would just sink to the bottom, so if you had diving gear, you might be able to recover it, but just diving into the Thames and just, just diving into the Thames and just, scooping shit out, that would not look very good, and you'd probably get a lot of attention for doing that, and seeing there's treasure there, the police would be very, very interested as to why you're finding random treasure in a river, so yeah, so it's probably hard to get that treasure now, but maybe they'll try, I don't know, but yeah, I'm excited to see where we go with this finale. I've been loving this show for the entire runtime, ever since it started in, when was the first one? In October. Yeah, it's been such a fantastic journey through this show. It's much better than I could have ever hoped for. I was hopeful that this would be entertaining. It well exceeded my expectations, that's for sure. And I'm hoping there's going to be more after this in anime form. I don't expect it, but I would love to see it. So in 2 weeks' time, so on the 28th, yes, June 28th is when my final video will go up and when I actually record these. But hopefully then we'll get an announcement at the end of the episode, hopefully, that there's more coming. I would love to see more coming, but I'm just gonna hold my breath. I'm not gonna hold my breath, rather, that's the expression. Duh. And we'll see what ends up happening, so. Anyway, as per usual, these are timer-based format reactions here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture-in-picture, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all picture-in-picture reactions I do on the channel, which is everything from the current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows such as World Trigger, Symphonia G, and Lock Horizon Season 2. We also have movie reactions, and this upcoming Saturday we'll be doing our I Want to Eat Your Pancreas movie, as voted on by my patrons. For those of you on YouTube who aren't a Patreon member currently and can't afford to be a Patreon member, I will be using you guys through the community tab to help influence content on the channel in the future as well. I'm already starting to post some more content on there. We had a poll for what series 2s you're excited for next season. I'm just going to upload some dumb stuff here and there as well. I'll try and get polls out quite a lot because polls tend to drive a lot more engagement than anything else. So expect a lot of polls in the future where it's like maybe the show of the day, like an hour or two after the videos come up, I'll like put a poll up on like, do you think this and this? And it's like, yes, no, maybe, like, how do you feel about certain things? Like, stuff like that is where I think I'm going to end up going with some of the poll stuff on Community tab, as well as news stuff. Like, now that we're approaching the news of sequels coming up, I'll obviously put a Community tab post of sequels coming up and, like, cover images and stuff like that to bring announcements and shit like that, so. But here on YouTube, we do timer-based, so bottom left of the screen you'll see a timer for the episode. I'll count you down 3, 2, 1, play. Then I'm playing start the episode, I start the episode, and we should be in sync. Watch the spawn on Funimation as per usual, since they're the ones who licensed it. We have the Bandai Visual logo, and then the Funimation logo to start. About 11 seconds of logos, give or take. I'll call them out as they go past, but you can also use screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell when the scenes are transitioning. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. That's Bandai Visual. Funimation. Cheers. Long fade in as per usual. On a boat. Paris, okay. The revolution. Or wait, no, this is post-revolution, isn't it? Yeah. It was just activism. Yeah. And then... yeah. So I guess we're explaining to Sherlock our full story, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Well... yeah. Yeah. Right. And we just have to get rid of the demands. Now who's come knocking? Yep. And OP time, OP time. Oh boy. Very sneezy recently. It's not good. I'll edit that one out though, don't worry. Make sure I know which show that's actually from. I still wish we got more out of it. I do wish that. Well, I understand you had to maybe cut some stuff. Pacing of the show has actually been really, really nice, so I don't mind the cut content so much. Albert had his moments to shine though, which was nice. Now here we go. 2 criminals. This is us. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Want to show that it's not just an empty threat. Obviously, he expected that as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just a piece of paper with names on it, though, isn't it? Is there any, like... Right. I mean, it could still be a forged document, you never know. Obviously, yeah. Obviously. So we just gotta get out of the Thames. Uh-huh. Let's just go get that then. Mm-hmm. Brighton, yeah. I just love that these are places I absolutely recognise and understand the geography of. Okay. Wow. Obviously. That's the determination. And going to prison. We should probably try and avoid that one more often. Uh-huh. Maybe they are just implying Sherlock and Moriarty are both kind of like 2 criminals in their own way. Since we're going this way with it. Hmm. Gunfire. Holy shit. So is Moriarty already conducting operations here? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I mean, you know Sherlock, right? He's gonna move the second you're out of eyesight. God, not calm waters at all, really, is it? See, there he goes. Whew. Why is this all just staged? Like, who's having a shootout? This place is meant to be empty, right? Nice. Unlocked. Almost inviting him in. Was this all staged? Alright, so who is it? Has a firearm as well. Mm-hmm. Who's the other one? Is it Moriarty? Mm-hmm. Is it actually him? Is it actually him though? I think it looks like it. It does actually look like William. Yep. They finally have a face-to-face meeting. Somehow Milverton, I don't think he's just gonna go along with it because Sherlock is getting he's getting Robin Hood feelings from Moriarty. Technically incorrect. He is the ringleader of the Lord of Crime. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hmm. I don't think it's gonna be much of a standoff. Yeah, but there's Fred. Neither of them. Uh-huh. Huh. Transfer custody to the government? I mean, we kind of own the government at this point, so. I don't think either of them are willing to. Hmm. Makes sense. Just about dragging Sherlock in. He won't. How do we get out of this, though? From either perspective. Sure about that? You sure about that? Two of the greatest minds in London right now. You think you're just gonna pull up? Here we go. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah? Hmm. Calling him Liam, obviously. Gotta love it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. I mean, they didn't know, but they kind of know. Yeah, it's falling apart already. Mm. Okay. Okay, this is part of the plan anyway. Holy shit. So? Or he just it's a bluff. Hmm. A towel, okay. Sees his towel. You're not invincible, mate. Oh yeah, you're going over. You're going into that water. Who's gonna shoot? Which one of them's gonna shoot? Because one's gonna shoot and he's gonna go out that window. He's gonna try and run. Was it Sherlock that shot? Multiple times. Holy shit. Moriarty didn't fire once, did he? Goodbye, Milverton. You're gonna have a hard time finding that body. Lord knows where that's gonna end up. Straight back at him, though. Gonna burn the place. So all the evidence goes up with it. I mean... Game is afoot. Oh, are we gonna get that line again? Catch me if you can, Sherlock. That's cool back. What a good standoff that was. Yep. Yep. Yes. Yep. There goes the papers. God, this place is going up. Did he just stand there and go up in flames with it? Or was that just the effect of it going in front of him? I couldn't tell. Okay. Is he going to admit to it? Oh shit, he's actually just... Okay. I guess. Wow. 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 Off go the Moriartys. That's unfavourable. Yeah, to mess with our reasons. As soon as this, okay. I think he wants... He will eventually become a murderer. Apparently not. Did it. First opportunity, really. Possibly he's killed before, maybe? That was a good episode. Okay, so we are done with Milverton then. Interesting. Sherlock being the one to shoot is very interesting as well. Although now with Sherlock behind bars, what happens now? Do we time skip? I mean, he's saying he's done this, but there's no proof that he has. Other than the fact that the villa's on fire, but they won't find Milverton's body very soon at all. Because Lord knows where it's going to end up, and by the time it's been bashed about the rocks enough, like, You might not even be able to tell it's him, honestly. Where do we go from here? 2 more episodes. Sherlock in prison. Alright, preview time. Albert, hello. Gangs all together. That was the Queen. The final problem. Okay. Act 1 of the final problem, huh? Very appropriate they choose the final problem. Very, very appropriate. So final problem is, or the final problem is actually the name of one of the Sherlock books, I believe. I think that's the one where Moriarty and Sherlock actually meet in that sense. And then I think that's the story that eventually goes to Reichenbach Falls, because I think that is the death of Moriarty and Sherlock, I believe. Now, obviously, they're not going to kill either of them. Well, let me rephrase that. They might not kill Sherlock. There's a chance they could kill off Sherlock here. It would be very ballsy, but they could do it. Or they might do the typical thing of reviving him in one of the later stories, because I think when these were being written, this was meant to be the finale of Sherlock as a character. This was meant to be the glorious end, Moriarty and Sherlock both going out at the Reichenbach Falls, and that would be it. And then they were brought back in subsequent stories. I think it was... Wait, no. If I remember correctly, Hound of the Baskervilles came after this, right? As like a prequel, just so that we could still spend more time with these characters, especially Sherlock. And then I think he brought him back after that. I don't remember the name of that story, but I think he came back after that one, after Hound of the Baskervilles. But yeah, the final problem as the end of season 2, or part 2 of the season, makes perfect sense, honestly. I wonder if we actually are going to go to Reichenbach Falls at all. Like, it would be very obvious to. But with Sherlock in prison, I don't see how that's possible. Let me just go back to the preview here real quick. Because we saw Her Majesty. Albert's getting involved. Mycroft is getting involved. I wonder if Mycroft's going to pull some strings about Sherlock. We didn't see a single scene of Sherlock, though. Yeah, not a single scene of Sherlock. Just Mycroft. And that's Mycroft bowing before the Queen, I'm fairly certain. So maybe the Queen and the royalty, and therefore the entire government, is also going to get involved. Interesting. That was a very good episode, though. Very, very good episode. I love this show. I really, really do. I really, really do. Sherlock being the one to kill Milverton. As soon as they had that standoff, and Milverton was like thinking like he had control here, I was like, yeah, no, you don't control Moriarty and Sherlock. No one does that. Like, I don't care how clever you think you are in trying to blackmail people, but you did not have all the cards there. And Sherlock figured out his tell very, very quickly. That's what you get for being a consulting detective. You can deduce body language and things like that. It's been a while since Sherlock had to even utilize some of that. Like, it's been very what's the word I'm looking for here? Very subtle when he's like picking up on people's like actions and like their movements, their tics, their tells. They've been very like subdued, especially when he was dealing with Mary. Like, you could see that Sherlock was obviously like questioning it. It's like, if I'm just talking to you and like you have a towel, and I go, like, just that little subtle face motion makes me think, a little head turn is like, something's wrong with you, and I think I'm onto something. And you saw that with Sherlock when he was showing on screen. It's just those small little facial movements and the way that certain shots are held on people on close-up that can really tell that a character is thinking something without saying... You don't have to have an internal monologue or have him say, she's lying to me, so I think something's wrong. Like, you can just have that little moment and you already get a full conveyed meaning. Like, show, don't tell, essentially. And the show does it very, very well. Of course, you have to explain certain bits, because, like, the grinding of back molars is not so obvious that you can immediately tell, especially in anime, because having depth of teeth, that's not essentially I ever thought I'd say, but having depth of teeth in anime is kind of hard to portray, because, well, the smiles, it's almost like the teeth, instead of going back like that, it's almost like they're just a line in anime form, so to actually show the back molars grinding, you have to kind of, like, widen the smile unnaturally. It's kind of weird. So for something like that, you kind of have to, like, explain it a bit more, but that fits Sherlock as well. It's like, I'm going to say your exact tell right now and how I know you're lying, and see, you're doing it right now because that's how much you can't control it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm curious as to what's going to happen to Sherlock here and how he's going to be even involved in this final arc now, if he's going to be in prison. Unless it's a prison break, or unless we're going after him, I don't know. Unless we free him from prison. What if Moriarty freed him from prison? I don't think he would if he's worried about him killing him, but whatever. I guess we'll see. Very interesting. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one as per usual. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments what you thought of the episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Spring 2021 online you can find it on the channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time. See you guys later.